right, welcome back to the channel. We are going to paint an engine with black wrinkle paint, and there's a lot of people that have a lot of frustrations, including myself over the years. But now I've done this dozens and dozens of times. I've come up with a system. Me and an old business partner used to do a lot of this, and we put our heads together and we come up with a way that actually works, so the wrinkle paint actually looks good. So this is my blown engine. This is the other engine. I'm detailing this. So today I'm going to show you how to prep and apply wrinkle paint and actually make it wrinkle and last. So yeah, I'll put the timestamp up here if you want to. If you're here just for that, I'm going to go on a quick little rant about some of these engines that I got here, and then we're going to get prepping. We're at the bench here. I just purchased this motor. That motor there is a good looking motor on the outside, but it dropped a valve while I was kind of doing a pull. You can see how that's split, and then it stuck that valve and it hammered the piston and just shattered it and totally damaged everything in this motor. It's even the crank sensor is beat up. It sucked it all through. I pulled all this stuff out of the intake. So yeah, it's got some issues. So anyways, I've got this engine. This is my new engine, and these are all 2001 Harley-Davidson twin cams with a Timken bearing. So it takes me a long time to find these motors, but when I do, I listen to the Dyna, which is all tore apart. I'm doing a bunch of stuff to that. I'll make a couple of quick vids if I can do some stuff that's possibly in any way able to help somebody that hasn't done this quite as much. And if you can learn by my mistakes, I think it'll be a lot cheaper for you. So anyways, so I have coffee tables. So this is gonna be end table. Let's look down here. And I have another end table over there. I'm actually going to be taking all the chrome stuff off of this one. I'm going to add a few little chrome accents to the motor this time instead of blacked out. And so I have to detail this. And this is just a bone stock 2001 Dyna engine that was in a wreck. It only had 12,000 kilometers on it, so it doesn't look too bad. The price of fuel is to the moon out here, so I'm going to run this little stock setup and see if I can maybe make a little bit more power by doing a few things as I go along, but I got to make this thing look nice. So I'm masking it all off, and this is all rough cast stuff. Like, it doesn't have the nice finish like that, so I am going over it with and this is something, if you've used these for years, you can do a pretty good job with these. If not, you can make a big mess. But I'm going to continue masking this. I'm going to scrub this down. And yeah, we're going to make a nice looking motor out of this. All right, we're going to get down to the prepping of it. I've already masked some stuff, so I have to mask this. I have this engine as a reference on kind of what needs to be masked and what doesn't. I'm going to be using a Scotch-Brite just to scrub, clean things up. Going here, very important to have a loud stereo when you do this because this takes a while. So it's as nice as you want it to be. So however much time you spend there, what I'm going to do, I'm going to mask the edges of the fins just in here because it's going to be really hard to sand off color. So out here I can get to it, so I'm just going to shoot the whole thing and then I'm just going to retouch these. But before I do that, I'm going to get a nice finish on these so the paint comes off so much nicer then. And then we're going to just continue just scrubbing, cleaning, blowing, brake clean. At the end I'm going to use alcohol to wipe it all down. And I'll set the camera up and I'll try to get some tunes going here for you because I've got to crank the stereo for a while. So let's do this. All right, I got it all masked off, wiped down. It's a lot of work masking it off. I've probably got a good 3-4 hours into cleaning and detailing and masking. So what I'm using is, this is the stuff I use, high heat wrinkle paint. So my first thing, I'm going to go and just give it a skiff, just a little bit, just so it has something to adhere to. And then the thing with this stuff, if you had like a bake oven or something, that's kind of how it activates, because the solvents kind of come out and come off. So I'm going to do a light coat, and then I'm going to go over and I'm going to do one solid even coat, I hope. And then it's very important. If you get it too thick and too thin, it's going to wrinkle different. So basically, I'll do my light coat. I'm going to get my heat gun out because I need to make heat. Without heat, it just doesn't react equally. It kind of, the solvents will pour out of it and kind of pool into spots, and you get a really uneven finish. So what I'm going to do is a light coat. I'm going to hit it with the heat gun, start warming up that material. And then I'm going to give it one even coat, and I'm going to let it vent off for probably 5 to 10 minutes. And then I'm just going to sit there with some good ventilation and my heat gun, and I'll probably just travel around this whole engine with the heat gun until I can get it all to wrinkle. And usually it'll take anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes hammering it with the heat. If you had an oven, you wouldn't have to do that, but if you just let it do it naturally, you gotta have a pretty even finish for it to do anything, and it usually takes a long time. So I'm gonna start spraying, and let's see how it turns out. I've done my first coat. It's a very light coat. It's kind of spackled, which helps create the wrinkle effect. So it's just barely, doesn't even really cover it. But just that way, now if I miss the spot or have an oily spot of some sort, then I'll be able to find it and I can address it. I'm just paying attention to a lot of my visual spots. These jugs and these heads are going to be changed probably this winter. But for now, the case, I want to do a nice job on the case because that's going to stay. I'll probably do a big bore, some kind of an upgrade. But for now, so I'm going to let this flash probably 10 minutes. I'm going to get my heat gun out. I'm going to start working it a little bit with the heat gun, get a nice temperature to it. And then I'm going to give it one nice even coat. So here we go. All right, so I'm touching it. It's not going on. It's tacky, but it's not dry and it's not transferring off. So it's kind of perfect. All right, now we're gonna do one even coat. Now this is the tough one. So these fins, you got to make sure you don't overdo it. I'm just talking to myself here because I got to remind myself. minutes with the heat gun, just going over it. And then kind of like if you've got spots that cool up, usually gravity will bring them down the slope. You can sit there with the heat gun. So this one here evened out nicely. You can see it's still wet, but it's starting to do its thing. And down here, it's starting to do its little wrinkling scenario. So I'm gonna let this flash off. It's pretty good. I've gone over the whole thing. I don't really see anything I have to touch up. So it's pretty wet. So I'm probably gonna leave it for an hour. We'll see. I'll kind of pay attention to it. And then I'll go again with the heat gun over top and kind of address any wet spots, because it's not perfectly even. So the drying process will tell me where it is too thick. Here I have plenty of it on there. So here I'm gonna let this flash. I might hit this one more time before I let it set, just to get a little bit of heat. It's a little too smooth, but there's plenty of material on there, so it's gonna take a bit more to gas off. So yeah, I'm going to let this sit for about 60 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and hammer it with the heat gun. What I'm going to do before that though is I'm going to unmask it, because you don't want to leave your masking on until it's dry, because then you stand the chance of peeling off the paint. So I'll do that and we'll be back. Alright, it's been about an hour. I went over top of it with the heat gun, pretty much focusing on the really wet spots with the heat gun. And look how nicely it wrinkles. Tops. Quite happy with that. It's nice and even. So you basically use the paint gun or the heat gun to level things out and even things out. So wherever you got wet spots and wet corners, you just kind of focus there until you dry them. And it's kind of neat when it actually gets to the point it starts just wrinkling right in front of your eyes. So yeah, this turned out really good. So I'm happy with that, and I've got it unmasked. I'm going to let it sit for probably 24 hours before I do any detailing or anything like that. And then I'm going to put my new cam cover and tappet blocks and my chrome rocker box stuff on here. So yeah, I'll let this thing sit for a while and I'll be back, and this thing should be blinging. All right, we got the engine all detailed. We let that set up for about 24 hours, and I did some polishing. Looks pretty shiny. This is what I had in there. It's originally black. Figured I'd change it up. And the wrinkle paint. Pretty nice. Turned out exactly the way I wanted it to, which is good. So it's just follow those basic steps. Prep work is everything. And yeah, a thin tack coat, and then a good solid coat, and then go with your heat gun to level it all out and help the drying process. And you'll get just a perfect finish. So hope that helped you, and I'm going to be putting this motor in the bike. Stay tuned if you want to see that.